You guys have shown my pocket reindeer so much love last year and this year. I wanted to make this cute little face into a gift buddy. Hi guys, it's Katie from Yarn Society, and today we're going to crochet this reindeer gift buddy. This is perfect for a little gift card, some candy, some those mini candy canes would be super cute with this. Just a little something to share with a neighbor, a teacher, a friend. It's like all the cuteness wrapped up with a little gift. We're going to go through the supplies and then we are going to get started crocheting this little friend. We're going to get started with our yarn and our hook, and we are going to start round 1 with 6 single crochet into a magic circle. And I will link the way that I'm doing this down below, but just do your magic circle however you'd like. I'm going to place about 3 single crochet first, and then I'm going to tighten it up a bit. And then I'm going to place, here is single crochet 4 and 5, and then I like to tighten it up once again. I struggle with the Chenille yarn, so I like to kind of just tighten it up as I go and then get my last single crochet in there. That's what seems to work best for me, but do whatever you are used to with the Chenille yarn. I'm going to grab a stitch marker and place it on the last stitch. Feel free to place it on the first if that's what you're used to. For round 2, we are going to do a single crochet increase in each stitch around. So we're going to get our hook underneath our first stitch. This is always a little tricky for me. And then we're going to make a single crochet. I'm going to place my hook back to the same stitch and make another single crochet. I'm going to move over. Here's my second stitch. And I'm going to make a single crochet increase, 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Move over, this is our third stitch, and make another single crochet increase. Here's 1. Go back to the same stitch, 2. Move over, this is number 4. We're going to make another single crochet increase. Move over, this is stitch 5. We have another single crochet increase. Then here is our last stitch. Make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. At the end of round 2, we have 12 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. If for some reason you're struggling a little bit and the inside of your magic circle isn't completely closed, you don't have to worry too much because this will be the inside of the reindeer. For round 3, we are going to make a single crochet increase in the first stitch and a single crochet in the next. And then we'll repeat that sequence all the way around. Here is our first single crochet increase, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Move over for a single crochet. We're going to repeat the sequence so we have a single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. Here's another single crochet increase. Here's 1. Back to the same stitch, 2. Move over for a single crochet. We have another single crochet increase. And another single crochet. Here's another single crochet increase. Here's 1. Back to the same stitch, 2. Move over for a single crochet. And then we're going to end with a single crochet increase. And then a single crochet into our last stitch. Moving forward, I'm going to call a single crochet increase just an increase. At the end of round 3, we have 18 stitches. For round 4, we're going to make an increase in the first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Here is our first increase, 2 stitches in 1. Then we're going to move over for a single crochet, move over for another single crochet. Then we have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1, move over, single crochet 2. We have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Here's 1 and 2. We have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 2. Here is our 5th increase, 5 out of 6. Single crochet in each of the next 2. Here's 1 and 2. And then our last increase, single crochet in the last 2 stitches. At the end of round 4, we have 24 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. For round 5, we are going to make an increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Repeat that sequence all the way around. We have our increase, single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We have another increase, single crochet in the next 3. We have another increase, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Here is another increase, single crochet in the next 3. Increase, single crochet in each of the next 3. And then our last sequence, here is our increase, single crochet in the last 3 stitches. At the end of round 5, we have 30 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. For rounds 6 through 9, we are going to single crochet in the next 30 stitches. I'm going to crochet round 6 with you, and then I will show you how I like to mark my stitches. If you choose to, you can. But if you want to fast forward a bit, you can just crochet round 6 through 9. So I'm starting out by crocheting round 6 a few single crochet. And then I like to place a stitch marker going across one of my stitches so that I can keep track as I keep going forward. Thank you guys for joining me on this crochet along. I love this little reindeer. I'm trying to think of other ways to make him into things. And I did make him a pencil topper, so I'm excited to put that up soon. And I'm trying to think of other things as well. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you guys are looking for other quick projects or on the quicker side, I have quite a few ornaments. I have a bell ornament that's been pretty popular this year. And I also have a rustic tree that I've had up for many years, which is also another favorite because it's something you can take in your purse and just kind of work on it in between doing things. And it's just like a fun, quick project. So I'll link those patterns down below. Working on round 7, and I'm just going to put in a few stitches and show you how I use that stitch marker to count. Here is round 6, and then we have 7. You can work on round 8 and round 9, and then we'll meet back at the end of round 9. Okay, we're reaching the end of round 9. You can keep the stitch marker in so that you're easily able to just count up your rounds. I'm going to change my stitch marker, and for round 10, we are going to start to decrease. So we're going to decrease these stitches and then single crochet in each of the next 3. And I'll go a little bit slow if you need a refresher on an invisible decrease. I'm going to take my hook and go under the front loop of the first stitch, the front loop of the next. I'm going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. Then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We'll do another decrease, go under the front loop, go under the next front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. Single crochet in each of the next 3. We'll do another invisible decrease, front loop, front loop, single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. We have another decrease, single crochet in the next 3. We have another decrease, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then our last decrease, single crochet in the last 3. At the end of round 10, we have 24 stitches. In round 11, we are going to be making the ears. I'm just going to steal the stitch marker here. You can feel free to leave that in. I'm going to grab about 6 stitch markers, and you don't have to use this. This is totally optional, but I do want to show you step by step here. So first, we are going to be marking the back loops only using 2 stitch markers, and then I'm going to use 2 stitch markers for each ear. And you'll see how I use those as we continue on. So what we're going to do first is grab 2 stitch markers, and we are going to find stitch 9 and stitch 16. We are going to mark the back loops only. So that was stitch 9. I'm going to move over for stitch 16 and just mark the back loop. I'm just going to recount here to make sure. 9 and 16. With the Chenille yarn, our stitches kind of get lost quickly, so I always like to mark those for sure so that I know where to go into. So for round 11, we are going to start out by single crocheting in the next 8 stitches. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We are going to be making the ear into the front loop only, so we're going to be making a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet. We're going to chain 2, make a half double crochet and a single crochet all in the same stitch, all in that front loop only. I'm going to start out by going under that front loop and making a single crochet. I'm going to pause here and mark my stitch, and I'll explain all of this at the end. Then I'm going to make a half double crochet. I'm going to yarn over, go under the same front loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Now we're going to make a double crochet. We're going to yarn over, go under the same front loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We're going to chain 2. Here is chain 1 and chain 2. Then we're going to yarn over to make a half double crochet, go under that same front loop, yarn over and go through all 3 loops, and then we're going to end by making a single crochet under that same front loop. You can just get that under there. I'm going to pause here and mark that single crochet. Moving on, we're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So you should have 6 before you hit your next stitch marker. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are going to be doing the same thing in that front loop only. I'm going to start by making a single crochet. I'm going to mark my stitch. I'm going to make a half double crochet. We're going to go through all 3 loops. We're going to make a double crochet. We're going to chain 2, make a half double crochet, and then end with a single crochet all in that same front loop. I'm going to pause to mark my single crochet stitch. We're going to single crochet in the last 8 stitches. At the end of round 11, you can change your stitch marker. For round 11, we're not counting these ear stitches at all. We're counting the 8 stitches we started with, our back loop only, our 6 in the middle, our back loop only, and then our 8 that we ended with. We're going to ignore all the stitches in the pink stitch markers. For round 12, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. We're going to ignore all of these stitches in the pink, the ear, and we're going to work into this back loop only that we marked. I had a real trouble getting this stitch marker out. We're going to reach our hook over to the stitch next to the pink stitch marker, and we are going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to ignore all the ear stitches and go into that back loop only. Then we're going to reach our hook over into the stitch next to the stitch marker. You can feel a little bit awkward getting your hook all the way under there. Or we're just going to single crochet in the last 8. At the end of round 12, we have 24 stitches. At this point, you can take out all your extra stitch markers. Our ears are done. We're going to do one more increase round, and then we are going to place our antlers. For round 13, we are going to increase single crochet in each of the next 3. So we'll do a single crochet increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3. Here is another increase, single crochet in each of the next 3. We have an increase, single crochet in each of the next 3. Increase, single crochet in the next 3. Increase, single crochet in the next 3. And then we have our last increase, single crochet in the last 3 stitches. At the end of round 13, we have 30 stitches. We're going to place our antlers. I'm going to change my stitch marker really quick. We're going to place our antlers. So I'm going to grab another stitch marker just to put on my working yarn so I don't lose it. Go ahead and grab your dark brown yarn. We are going to count between round 10 and 11 to find where to place our antlers. Here is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that's the round right above our ears. So when I place my first ear, or antler, I should say, I like to kind of move over towards the middle because we are going to have a tail and we're going to bring that over behind the ear. I'm going to grab some of my dark brown yarn and I want to pull that through. So I'm going to leave a good tail on there. I'm going to attach my yarn to my hook and pull it through. Now I'm going to hold on to that tail. And what we're going to do is chain 5. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to slip stitch into that third chain from the hook and then slip stitch into the next stitch. From there, we are going to chain 4 and then we're going to slip stitch down 2 and then we're going to end by placing our slip stitch into this stitch here. And I just wanted to show you now because it gets a little lost as we are crocheting. So from here, we're going to make a slip stitch into our third chain from the hook. Then move over and place another slip stitch under the next chain. Now we're going to chain 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to slip stitch into that third chain. Then we'll move over and make another slip stitch. And now we're going to slip stitch to that last stitch of the first chain. We're going to leave a long tail. So you can grab your scissors, leave a long tail. You can fasten off by yarning over and pulling that all the way through. I just like to tighten that up at the end. And then we are going to weave in both of our pieces. I'm going to take the piece that we finished off with. And then I'm going to move over one whole stitch. So we ended here. I'm just going to move over to pull my yarn all the way through. Go ahead and weave in your second piece. And then I like to make a double knot with both yarn tails on the inside. Okay, so that is one of our antlers done. For the next antler, I'm actually going to move over behind the ear. So we're going to start out with our long tail. Go ahead and pull the yarn through. Hold on to that tail as you get started. Start by chaining 5. Place a slip stitch in that third chain from the hook. Move over, make another slip stitch. Go ahead and chain 4. Make a slip stitch in that third chain. Move over, make another slip stitch. And then make a slip stitch in that original chain on the bottom there. Go ahead and leave a long tail, fasten off by yarning over and pulling through, and then you can weave your pieces through. I like to take our last yarn tail and just move it over a stitch. So we're moving it towards the middle, and that kind of pulls and anchors our antler down. And you can make a knot on the inside of the head. So this is how we're looking. We have our ears, our antlers, and we are ready to continue on. For round 14, we are going to be placing these extra small bobbles, just 2 of them, just to make it look like a little raised snout. Now, I don't want to confuse you more, but sometimes we all crochet a little bit different with our tension, and I want your nose to line up in the middle. So what I'm going to ask is for you to find the middle and then find the 2 stitches that look like they are in the middle for you. Go ahead and mark those stitches if you'd like. And as we're crocheting, let's see if it lines up with the pattern, and if it doesn't, that's okay. We're just going to mark those 2 stitches in the middle for you, and that's where we'll place the extra small bobbles. For round 14, I'm going to single crochet in the first 15 stitches. If you hit your stitch marker before me or after me, feel free to pause. Okay, now I'm going to be doing an extra small bobble, which is basically 2 double crochet that we don't finish. So I'm going to talk you through this. I'm going to yarn over, place my hook under both loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Now I'm going to yarn over, place my hook under that same stitch again, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Then we're going to have 3 loops left. Go ahead and yarn over and go through all 3 loops. We're going to do it into the next stitch as well. So we're going to yarn over, go under both loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same stitch again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through the remaining 3 loops. You can single crochet in the next 13 stitches or until you reach your stitch marker. At the end of round 14, we have 30 stitches. For round 15 through 17, we are going to single crochet all the way around. Go ahead and do round 15, 16, and round 17, single crochet in the next 30, and then we'll meet back at the end of round 17. At the end of round 17, we still have 30 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. I'm going to place a stitch marker in my working yarn just so I don't lose that, because we are going to place our eyes and put on our little red nose. I'm going to grab 14mm safety eyes. You can grab anything around that size. And we're going to find round 14 and 15. Since I ended on 17, I'm just going to count up. We're going to place the eyes next to those 2 little bobble stitches that we did, those extra small bobbles. And I'm just going to move over a tiny stitch. So here's the end, and then I'm going to move over a bit. I want those to kind of hit up against those extra small bobbles. So once you have those in place and you like where they are, go ahead and place on the backs. You can place that plastic backing on there and just do a little seesaw motion to get it under one of the little posts. And then you can do the other side. Go ahead and grab a red piece of Chenille yarn or whatever you'd like to use. I'm going to get one side into my yarn needle and I'm going to make a knot on the other side. I want to secure it on the inside of the head, so I'm going to go underneath a piece of the inside. I have a knot on the end. Pull it through until you get to the knot, and then I'm going to go under that stitch or another stitch, pull it through until I get a loop, go behind the loop to secure a little knot on the inside. I'm going to go up through that extra small bobble, but I'm going to move over just a tiny bit. So here is the end, and I'm just going to kind of move in just a little bit. I'm going to pull it over to the other side. Here's the end. I'm just moving in a tiny bit. And that's it. Just a super simple nose. I'm going to attach on the inside by grabbing a stitch, pulling through until I get a loop, go behind the loop, and secure it with a knot. I'm going to do it one more time just for extra security. For round 18, we are going to be making the bobbles, and we're also going to be making some color changes. I just want to talk through a part of the pattern with you because I don't want you to do the whole round and then realize that your bobbles are off center, because that would really stink. So I just want to do some counting with you first. We're going to be doing single crochets in every stitch except for the ones with the bobbles. Okay, just to walk you through the pattern a bit, we want these 3 middle stitches to be open. There's going to be a small bobble on each side of these. So if you want to mark those 2 stitches with a stitch marker, that can make things a lot easier. I'm just going to use my pin and pop it in here. Leave 3 stitches open, mark for 2 more bobbles, and then you can just make your tail in the back. That way you'll be all lined up. For the color change in round 18, we're always going to change colors before the end of our last stitch, and I'll talk you through this. So for the first stitch, we're going to make a single crochet. We're going to put our hook in, and before we end our single crochet, we're going to change colors. Go ahead and grab your dark brown yarn, leave a little bit of a tail, and we're going to finish off our single crochet by pulling the dark brown through. We are going to use the dark brown and make a bobble that's 5 double crochet that we don't finish. I'll talk you through this. We're going to yarn over and we're going to go under both loops of the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and go through 2 loops on the hook. That's our first time. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go underneath the stitch the second time. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, this is our third time, going under the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, this is our fourth time. Go under the same stitch. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. And then we have one more time, this is our fifth time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. From here, we're going to pause. We now have 6 loops on the hook. We are going to pause and pick up our light brown yarn. And we're going to pull through with our light brown through all 6 loops. I am going to crochet in the next 8 stitches. If you put your stitch markers on different stitches, just single crochet until you reach that stitch marker. So single crochet in the next 8. When you get to your last single crochet, we're going to pause and switch to our dark brown yarn. So we're going to pause here. You can either cut the yarn and start fresh, or you can just leave a lot of slack and pull it over to the other side. I'm going to leave some slack and just hang on to it, and then pull that through my single crochet. Using the dark brown yarn, we are going to make a bobble, so that's 5 double crochet again. Yarn over. This is our first time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops. Yarn over, this is our second time. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, this is our third time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops. Yarn over, this is our fourth time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, this is our fifth time. Yarn over and go through 2 loops on the hook. We should have 6 loops on our hook. We're going to pause here and grab our light brown yarn and pull that all the way through. I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches, doing a color change on my last single crochet. We are a little bit closer here in the yarn, so I just pulled this right over and finished off my single crochet. Now we're going to make a small bobble, which is only 3 double crochet that we don't finish. So we can yarn over, go under the stitch. This is our first time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go under the stitch. This is our second. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over and go under the stitch. This is our third time. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. We have 4 loops on the hook. We're going to pause here and pull through our light brown yarn. We're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches, switching to dark brown on our last single crochet. We're going to make another small bobble. So we're going to go under 3 times. So yarn over, go under. This is our first time. yarn over, this is our second time, go through 2, yarn over, this is our third time, go through 2. We'll have 4 loops on the hook. We're going to grab our light brown and pull that through. We're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches, switching to dark brown on our last single crochet. Oops, I almost forgot. We have to change colors. It's easy to just keep going. Okay, we only have 1 more bobble left, so we're going to do 5 underneath that loop. So yarn over, go under the first time, go through 2, yarn over. This is our second time. Go through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over. This is our third time. Go through 2, yarn over. This is our fourth time. Yarn over. We have our fifth and final. Yarn over, go through 2 loops on the hook. We'll have 6 loops. Drop to your light brown and pull that through. You can single crochet in the next 7, or if you had your stitch markers on there, single crochet until you get to the end. I'm just going to cut off this dark brown because it really got tangled up in there. And then we can just pop out our little bobbles here. Okay, at the end of round 18, we have 30 stitches. We can change our stitch marker. We only have 4 rounds to go. So I still need to change my stitch marker. Do that if you need to. For round 19, we are going to make a decrease, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And we'll repeat that 6 times total. Here is our decrease. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here is another decrease. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Decrease. Single crochet in the next 3. Decrease. Single crochet in the next 3. Decrease. Single crochet in the next 3. And then our last decrease. Single crochet in the last 3. At the end of round 19, we have 24 stitches. For round 20, we are going to make a decrease and then single crochet in each of the next 2. Here is a decrease. Single crochet in the next 2. Decrease. Single crochet in the next 2. And then I'll let you count your decrease, single crochet in the next 2 until you reach the end. At the end of round 20, we have 18 stitches. For round 21, we are going to decrease and then make a single crochet for a total of 6 times. We have a decrease, move over for a single crochet, decrease, single crochet, and then I'll let you count your decrease, single crochet. The end of round 21, we have 12 stitches. 1 round to go. For round 22, we are just going to make decreases all the way around. So we'll have 6 decreases total. Here is our first decrease. Here is our second, third, here's our fourth, our fifth, and our sixth and final. Okay, I'm just going to take out this stitch marker and I'm going to leave a long tail so I can fasten off. I'm going to yarn over and pull all the way through, and I'm just going to give that a little tug at the end. I'm going to grab a yarn needle and get that yarn in there. Then we'll close up our hole. So I like to count backwards. Here's my fastened off. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to start with this stitch here. I'm going to go down the front loop and I'm going to pull my yarn needle down and through. Then here's my second stitch, go down the front loop, third, fourth, here's my fifth, and my sixth. I'm going to take my fingers and kind of tighten up this yarn, but I'm also going to watch and look at this hole as I'm closing it up so I can get my yarn needle back in there. So just be gentle, kind of close that up. And then I'm going to place my yarn needle back through that hole and weave it up through the reindeer. You can give it a little bit of a tug just to kind of pull that bottom up and in. And then weave your yarn through. You can cut off any extra bits. And now this is what we're looking like. We're going to take the top of the reindeer. We're just going to kind of roll it in, tuck it in, and then we're going to kind of roll it down. So you tuck and roll until we reach the bottom. So we're going to kind of touch the bottom of our cup. I'm just going to pull out my bobbles here really quick before I continue to roll. Don't forget these little bobbles up here too. These are extra small bobbles. Okay, so then I like to really kind of tuck this down until I get to about the antlers. And then I like to smooth things out on the inside. Having the double layer just really kind of keeps it like have a shape to it instead of just feeling so flimsy. So the bottom will lay flat. You'll have your little feet. You'll have your tail in the back, which is super cute. And then you can just fix your antlers as well. Okay, we did it. I'm so proud of you. The color changing, all the antlers, all the things. Now it's time to fill it up with the goodies. So a gift card fits in here perfectly. And then I love these Lindor candies. I mean, I love eating them. They're one of my favorites. Little mini candy canes would look adorable. You don't have to put gift cards. Just fill it up with candy. This handmade work is enough gift. It's so special. And I think that they're so cute. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. I know for us crocheters, you can get a little crazy, but take time for yourself and take a deep breath, because sometimes you just need one. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video and I'll talk to you soon.